This message comes from Capital One. The Capital One Venture X Business Card has no preset spending limit, so the card's purchasing power can adapt to meet business needs. Plus, the card earns unlimited double miles on every purchase, so the more a business spends, the more miles earned. And when traveling, the Venture X Business Card grants access to over 1,000 airport lounges. The Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Welcome to Carpe Diem, a podcast about personal finance and everyday life. I'm Jamie Davidson.
And I'm Nicole Jackson from Financial Center First Credit Union. Thanks for spending your free time listening to us talk about how life and family affects us achieving our financial goals. Hey, Jamie, guess what?
What?
You're pre-approved.
Pre-approved? I am?
You are.
Oh, wow. Check this out. I am. I'm pre-approved. It's a credit card. Wow. With a limit of 20 grand?
Yeah, go spend it right now. All of it.
Just in time for the holidays, too, right?
Right.
Oh, gosh. I wonder what other pre-approvals I might qualify for. Huh. Well, I'm pre-qualified, huh? What does that mean?
It could mean a lot of things.
Okay. If you can't tell by now, this is going to be about pre-approvals, and I think Nicole, the Fact Queen, has probably done a little bit of fact-checking for us.
A little bit. We'll start off with 67% of U.S. adults ages 18 to 29 have a credit card, just like you.
That's 67%. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wonder if they got the $20,000 too.
I hope not.
setting them up for success there, right?
Setting them up for something.
Wow.
So next we have 76.5% of people that submitted a mortgage loan application in 2022 were actually approved.
Wow, 76%. Do we know what percent of how many people that was?
It's like 11 million.
11 million.
Yeah. 11
million people, a little over 11 million. Wow. So the majority of them got approved for it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I bet we'll find out in a couple of years.
Right. Okay, the last fact I have, Jamie, is 51% of borrowers take out a personal loan to consolidate debt or to refinance their credit cards. The next closest reason is for home improvements.
Okay, so 51% of us might get in trouble because we have credit cards at age 18 to 29. And then when we get a little bit older and we have a house, maybe we'll get a loan for a home improvement. I don't know. We're going to find out about these things, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about some pre-approvals here.
Like what?
Well, why? Why are we going to do this, right? Because it has advantages. Getting pre-approved has advantages.
Okay.
So, example would be for home buyers, it lets them know how much they can afford. Now, remember this. You want to get pre-approved for the amount that you can afford. Does that mean you can't get pre-approved for more? What do you think?
I feel like what you want me to say is that I shouldn't have all the money that people say that I can have just because I can have it.
It's good that we're talking about that pre-approval, right? Because all of us could probably have a lot more loans than we probably should, right?
It's like when you have Thanksgiving and, there is more turkey left and you can have more turkey, but just because you can have more turkey doesn't mean that you really should have more turkey, right?
I like that. Yeah, it's a nice analogy.
Okay,
I get that. So the answer is it's okay to have the turkey, but you don't want to get all that you're pre-approved for, okay?
Right. Seconds are okay, maybe not thirds and fourths.
Yeah. So for a home buyer, you want to get pre-approved for the amount you can afford, and you take that there to get the house that you can actually live in, not eat, but what I'm saying, that fits you, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it really lets the people that you're purchasing the house from know that you're serious and that you already have the money lined up for that.
Got it.
So for other types of purchasers' loans, it gives the borrowers a sense of their borrowing capacity.
What does that mean?
That means, I'm going to use one we're going to talk about here in a minute, auto loans, right?
Uh-huh.
So if I get pre-approved for an auto loan, it lets me know how much I could probably get and probably afford.
Okay.
So I might want a $100,000 car, but it doesn't mean I can really afford it. And the idea of somebody giving me that loan, they'll say, well, Jamie, that's a good idea that you want that $100,000 car, but your budget's more, the income you make, we can get a nice $30,000 car if you're lucky. So we'll start
you
there.
can still get there on a $30,000 car. It doesn't have to be the...
Yeah, I know. But, just so pre-approval is knowing, how much I can really buy. Mm-hmm. So when I go in to get that, and we're going to talk about this for a minute. But not only that, it gives me an idea what the interest rates are going to be.
Yes.
So, which is important. Yeah, because as we talk about this, we're going to talk about auto loans, and we know how that works. So.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it a little bit more, right? Pre-approvals are usually valid for a certain amount of time. What, like 60 to 90 days? Is that
90
right?
days, most of them, yeah.
Okay. And you need to be prepared not to just settle, right?
I think the answer is, and you said this a little bit earlier, just because you can get it, don't take it, and don't settle for the first one either because it may not be the best one.
Okay.
Example, as we're going to talk now, we're going to go into 6 different types, and the first one we're going to talk about are credit cards. A pre-approval for a credit card. Have you ever gotten one of those before?
Yeah, I think I got one yesterday in the mail.
I think we get numerous ones every day, right? Yeah, I mean, and back to what we talked about earlier. If you did that, you took advantage of all those lines of credit, how big of a line of credit would that be, right? When you get that pre-approval for that credit card in the mail, remember this. I'm putting my fingers in air quotes here. You're pre-approved for X amount of dollars. Now remember, until you actually sign on that dotted line, it's a soft check. So they don't really know what your actual credit score is. It's an idea that you can afford this, okay?
How do they get that idea? Like, what is the soft check? What does it look at?
Well, a lot of times what they do is they just go out and blanket zip codes and throw that out to you. It wasn't just you in your neighborhood that got that flyer today. It was 20 other people on that. So they're out there putting that net out there, okay? So until you do that, you can go, oh, you're pre-approved up to X amount of dollars for X amount of interest. Yes? Well, once you actually call that number or get online and do that, they don't actually pull your data, and which would be your income and your credit score, until you actually do that. And then they'll come back and go, oh, well, we've got a credit card for you for $5,000. And you're like, well, I needed $20,000.
Oh, so that's how, like, the people in front of me when I check out at the store can also be pre-approved, even though, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you are special, but when it comes to pre-approvals, I think we're all kind of special now.
Okay,
is that okay?
fine. Yeah,
So,
okay.
I mean, and, there are benefits, right? You found some benefits?
Yeah, there are. You generally has a lower rate. You can earn rewards most of the time, depending on which card you ended up going with or choose. And then, obviously, you're ready to shop.
Shop till you drop, baby. Yes. So I think those are benefits. Remember that lower rate's temporary. It is going to go up. The rewards are a great thing. Make sure, though, you're just not going out in the holidays and getting every store credit card you can because you're ready to shop, right?
Yeah.
So the next time you go to Hot Topic and they offer you a credit card, what are you going to say?
No, thank you.
Very good. Thank you, but no thanks, right?
Yes.
All right, what's our second one today?
The second one we have is auto loan.
Okay, yeah, auto loans. We were talking a little bit about that. How would I even get pre-approved for that? Do you know?
Well, yeah, you start with your credit union. So you generally, you know that you're going to be shopping for a car, right? So you go and you talk to your, preferred institution, credit union, and tell them that, hey, you're looking for a car. And they help you set a realistic budget.
Oh, okay. So I want $100,000 and I go see Miana, and Miana goes, well, I bet you do want $100,000, Jamie. But with your credit score and your income levels, you actually qualify for around $30,000.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well.
Another benefit of that too, though, is once you're pre-approved, you're really not committed to even take the loan until you find the car that feels like a right thing for you.
Yeah, and the good thing about a pre-approval with an auto loan, as we're talking about, benefits and such things, is when you go to the dealership, they're always going to find a way for you to afford the car at the price they want to sell it to you at. They're not going to give you the price you want based on your budget. They're going to give you the car that you want so badly that may not be the best thing for you. I might actually be able to go to the dealership and get that $100,000 car.
Tammy would kill you.
Tammy would kill me. Because it would definitely be a two-seater, right? Yes, it's got to be a two-seater. So my wife would kill me. But, it's funny. That's the reason why you want to do that. You want to go to somebody you trust. You've got it pre-approved. That way you go in and say, hey, no, I've already talked to my credit union. I can't afford that $100,000 car.
Right.
Because Nicole told me I couldn't, and my wife's going to kill me. So not the $100,000 car. Give me the $30,000 Honda Civic. So that's where we're going to roll today. We're not no Ferraris. Going Civic style, all right? Getting all the family in there. So that's why you want to do that pre-approval. It's a really good way to negotiate with a dealership.
Right.
Number 3, mortgage loans, which we talked a little bit earlier about how many people applied for mortgages and how many were actually approved. When you do this, they're going to, when you get your mortgage, they're going to determine what you can afford, right? Mm-hmm. If they're a good place, they're a nice company to go for. That being said, you're out there in the market. You work in marketing, correct?
Correct.
Do you see a lot of companies offering pre-approvals on mortgages through the mail or not?
Yeah.
All the time, right?
You can get pre-approved anywhere.
Yeah, I was pumping my gas one day, and an ad came across the fuel pump for me to get a mortgage through a company. Just QR it, man, and get a pre-approval. And I was just like, I'm getting gas, right? But they're like mortgages, so so it's out there. Now, here's the idea with this. Now, I don't know if I've told you guys this or not before, but I'm a huge fan of HGTV, House Hunters, because I love to watch how ridiculous the prices are on these houses, okay?
I want to know how most of the people can afford these houses.
Oh, I was watching one the other night, and they were in San Francisco, and she was 29 years old, a nurse, and she pre-qualified for $1.1 million. And then they went and looked at the houses, and they were like 2-bedroom, 1-bath. She was pre-approved for that. Luckily, she was smart, and she didn't get that high of a loan. So really, when you get that pre-approval, it's good to know what you can really afford. That's why you come to the credit union, because we're going to be honest with you, right?
Right.
Because somebody else is going to say, hey, Jamie, you can have $1 million house. And once again, no, I can't. So the great thing about it, too, is because right now we've seen the last 2 years, the housing market is very competitive. It used to be you'd go in and negotiate a price.
Right.
Not that way right now, is it?
No.
No. People are paying over asking, right? People are getting bidding wars. The purpose of having a pre-approval is so that you can go and say, I'm already pre-approved for this. So if the other person is not pre-approved, they might take you before them.
Right. You have purchasing power because money talks, right?
You know the end of that story, and I'm not going to say the rest of it. Yeah. Money talks. If I get pre-approved for a mortgage, though, does that last like just for 30 days, or do you know?
90 days.
90 days,
generally.
okay. So pre-approval is 90 days. So make sure, I think the idea is some people go and get pre-approval when they're really not serious, and some people wait and don't do it. I think the answer is to be serious about buying the home in that time frame and be aware of that, right?
Right.
That's the third one today on pre-approvals. Did you find a fourth one?
Fourth is personal loans.
Ooh, like when my family comes to me and borrows money?
Yeah, kind of. It's generally the same thing. But those are generally loans that don't require collateral. So it's, on your word. They're available typically to people with good credit.
Okay.
They know they're going to get paid back, which is why it's okay not to have collateral.
Uh-huh.
They generally have a quicker processing time, so you don't have to wait to have everything else checked and ran through the ringer.
So if I'm in a pinch and I need $5,000, I might go and this is what I go for, right? As a personal loan.
Right.
But I've got to have good credit. Okay. No collateral. Okay. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
But this is exactly why when my nephew comes and asks to borrow $1,000, the answer is no, because guess what?
You're not a bank or a credit union?
That's a good answer. But you work for one.
I can get you in touch with somebody.
Yeah, the answer is no. Why? Because I don't think your credit's that great. And what's the collateral? And his question is, what do you mean by collateral? Another teachable moment, right? We're going to talk about collateral. When we're talking about credit unions giving, personal loans are usually, what do they usually use those for? Do you know? Well, I guess you have good credit, use them for whatever you want, right?
Right, pretty much.
Yeah. What we're seeing right now in the lending environment due to the economy, again, we're back on the economy. I feel like I've been beating this horse now for a long time. Those loans used to be pretty easy to get to an extent, but they're not anymore because the economy is the way it is. So a lot of banks and credit unions aren't offering personal loans. They're actually moving on to other types of loans where they need collateral. And the one we're seeing a lot of right now are home equity loans. So a home equity loan is when you have a mortgage and you actually own at least 15% of your house. And you got to have credit score has to be decent. You got to be about 630, 640, but some go a little higher than that, depending on. Usually, credit unions will work with you on that. If you're taking some of that equity out of your property and using that, the reason why we're seeing a lot of these, because we are starting to see a lot of these right now, because banking institutions are wanting collateral. Mm-hmm. We're seeing these because the prices of houses have increased so much. Most people have equity in their homes,
right,
and they're using that instead of saying, "Oh, I'll give you a $10,000 personal loan. I'll give you a $10,000 equity loan on your home because you actually have that in your house." And if God forbid you lose your job and you lose your house, there's collateral there. Whereas if I gave you $10,000 and you lose your job, what do you have to offer me?
Nothing.
Your kneecaps.
No.
Okay.
No.
You can't do that anymore.
But that's a one-time borrow, right? The home equity loan.
Yeah, the home equity loan is a one-time borrow. You borrow it and you're done and you pay it back. over an amount of time. There's another kind that you know about?
Yeah, I was thinking about the home equity line of credit.
Okay. Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, that's basically where you take the equity that you've already kind of referred to before and as your collateral, but you can withdraw over time.
Oh, okay. So instead of me saying I need 10 grand and I go take it on a loan and they give it to me and they put it in the bank account, how's that work? They put it in there and I can use it whenever I want? Like off my house. It's just sitting there?
Yeah, it's just kind of sitting there. You can use it. You don't have to use it. But if you have some emergency come up or, a lovely dental medical bill that you weren't really anticipating.
Right.
Maybe braces. I don't know.
Dental, medical, car broke down, that kind of stuff. Education. Okay. So yeah, a lot of times we're seeing people do this because they're doing home improvements or they're saying, hey, guess what? We were part of that group that got the credit cards at the beginning, and now we see that the interest rates on those are 30%. So guess what? I think I'm going to take a little equity out of my home and pay 8.5% because that's going to make a little bit more sense. High interest debt consolidation. You said education.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are doing that now. Instead of having their children get loans, they're using the equity in their house because the values of their homes have gone up so much. Any other reasons you would get one of those maybe?
Maybe retirement eventually one day.
Yeah, I think the idea is on that. I see a lot of people that are retired or towards that age of retiring where their house is paid in full. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, hey, I'm going to get this and have this home equity line of credit sitting there in case something should happen.
Right.
Yeah, and once again, it's a pre-approval thing that you can get. A lot of credit unions and banks out there right now are actually doing. These are the loans that they're doing right now because that collateral is there. Home equity lines of credit, we call them HELOC in the business. Right? Mm-hmm. Those are out there. So if you didn't know that, we talked about 6 types of pre-approval loans today. It's nice to know there's opportunities out there available should you need them, right?
Right.
Maybe be careful with which one would you probably not encourage the people get a lot of.
Oh, are you trying to make me say don't get the store credit card?
Don't get the store credit card, right. So let's talk about those 6 types of pre-approval loans that we talked about. Number 1, as I just said, was the credit cards, right?
Right. Number 2 would be your auto loan,
right,
pre-approvals.
That way you're ready to go and you've got your budget set for you, so you don't come home with the 2-seater when you have 2 kids.
Right. That doesn't work out
I think my dad made that mistake once. Number 3, the mortgage loan. The idea that you're going to have a mortgage loan pre-approved, so when you go to purchase the house, it's a lot easier, and most likely, hopefully, you're going to be able to purchase that house without too much competition.
Number 4 is personal loan.
Yeah, those personal loans are out there, but don't forget, though, you have to have what? Good
credit score.
Good credit score, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't loan out to the nieces, nephews, the cousins, the brothers, the sisters. Just don't loan out. That's just all I have to say. Give them a hug instead. Number 5, home equity loans. That's a one-time loan on your house. There's collateral there. We're seeing some of those right now for people to pay down their debt. And number 6,
the home equity line of credit. So
and
that's the open line that you can borrow on whenever you need it, as opposed to one lump sum.
It's kind of odd because as a person that does this, you go, okay, I like my credit card because it gives me rewards, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I have equity in my house. I'm going to have a lower interest rate. So make sure if you have those credit cards, you're paying them off monthly so you're not getting charged a higher interest rate. So yeah, those are 6 types of pre-approvals out there that you might be interested in. So thank you, Nicole, for all of the work you did on this, the fact finding and everything. Carpe Dime is presented by Financial Center First Credit Union. It's produced by me, Jamie Davidson, Nicole Jackson, and Heather Haas.
Financial Center is a 7-time national award winner in the category of adult financial literacy, and our goal is to what, Jamie?
I think it's to help improve your financial life.
You're right.
Okay. To learn more, visit us at fcfcu.com.
Like what you hear? Subscribe to us on Google, iTunes, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, the All Indiana Podcast Network, and Spotify.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.